Hello guys, welcome to this Java tutorial for beginners. In today's video, we will continue our discussion with the access modifiers in Java. So without wasting time, let's get started. Now, let us look at the program. So as you are aware from our previous video that we have three classes A, B and C, right? And A and B belong to the same package networking, while C belongs to the separate package which is GUI, right? Now let us see how we can apply public access modifier to the members of the class that belong to the same package or belong to the separate package. Now from our class A, let us try to access the variables and the methods from class B and C respectively. So in our class B, we have this variable num1 and the method print1, and in our class C, we have the variable num2 and method print2, and we will try to access this in the main method, right? So let me run the program. Now let me compile and execute the program. So let me execute it. And as you see, we have the outputs. First we have this print1 method, then the variable num1, then we have this print2 method and the variable num2. So when we use public modifier for the members of the class, then our members can be accessed throughout the program, right? And even if it belongs to the separate package, right? So our members, this num2 and print method 2 belong to the class C, which is in this separate package GUI, right? And then also we can access it in the class A. So there is one thing you need to be cautious about, and that is if your class belongs to the separate package, right? And even though if that class contains the public members, but your class is not public itself, and if you try to access that, the members, then you'll get the compilation error, right? So let me show you what I mean. So this class C belongs to the separate package GUI, right? And if I remove this public keyword from the class C, and our members are public, right? So if I compile this, I'll get the compilation error, right? Because my class itself is not accessible outside the package, right? Now let me compile the program. And as you see, we have the compilation error. C is not public in GUI, right? And it states that it cannot be accessed from outside the package. Now let us talk about the protected access modifier. So here what I have done is I have replaced all the public keywords of the members of the class with the protected keyword, right? So I have replaced this here and also the protected keyword for the members of class C. Now let me compile the program. And as you see, we have the compilation error. Print2 has the protected access in class C, right? So let us see few more things what we can do in order to fix this problem. Now I have made some changes to my file a.java, right? And this should fix the compilation error. So let me compile and execute the program now. Now let us execute the program. And as you see, we have the proper outputs. Print method from class B 23, and then we have this print method from class C. All right. So you must have noticed that we did not have any problem with the class B, even though it contained the protected members, right? But there were problem with the class C, and when we were trying to access the members, we were getting the compilation error. So this is the property of the protected access modifier. And here if you can see that in order to access the protected members of the class that belong to the separate package, we need to use the inheritance, right? And in order to access the members of the class, we can only use the object of the child class, right? So we have this parent class C, and in order to access this members of the class C, we need to implement inheritance, right? So we write something like this: class A extends class C, right? And in order to access the members of class C, that is your num1 or the print2 method, we need to write something like this. First need to create the object of class A, and we need to call the members of class C directly. All And one final thing what you need to know about the protected keyword is that if you want to use the members of the class that belongs to a separate package, you need to use inheritance only, and that you cannot refer to the members of a class directly using the instance of a class, right? So what do we mean by that? So if I change this program, instead of this class A, I write this class C, and here also I change this to class C constructor. And now if I compile this, I'll get the compilation error because I'm using the reference of class C, right? And this should give me the compilation error, right? So let me compile the program. Now let me compile the program. And as you see, we have the compilation error. Now let us talk about the default access level. So here what I have done is I have removed all the access modifiers for the members of class B and C, right? So now let me compile the program. Now if I compile the program, I should get the compilation error. And as you see, we have the compilation error, print2 is not public in C, right? So let us understand why this happened. So the reason you have the compilation error is because you have the default access for the members of the class, right? And if your members have default access, so it cannot be accessed outside the package, right? So that's the reason you have the compilation error, right? Since our class C belongs to a separate package, we cannot access the members, right? And members have the default access, right? So in order to access the members of class C, you have to make it either public or your protected, right? As our members of class C have default access, so we cannot access any members from that class, right? So if I comment this line a.print2, my program should run properly, right? So let me execute the program. Now if I compile the program, the compilation error should be gone. And as you see, we have successfully compiled the program. So let me execute it. And as you see, we have the proper outputs. Now let's talk about the final access modifier, that is your private access modifier in Java. So in the program, what I have done is I have simply added the private keyword before all the members of the class B and C, right? So I have added this private keyword, right? Now let me compile the program. And as you see, we have the compilation error that print1 has private access in B. So if you would have looked at the program output carefully, you could have seen that we were not able to access this print1 method, although it belonged to the same package, right? So what happened is actually when we apply this private keyword before the members of a class, irrespective of the whether they belong to the same package or the separate package, we get the compilation error, because whenever we specify this private keyword, it simply means that it cannot be accessed outside this class, right? So that's the reason you got the compilation error, right? And there is no way we can access the private members outside the class, right? So if I comment this two statements, I'll get the proper outputs. And let me comment this as well, and the output should be proper. Now let me compile it, and as you see, the compilation error is gone. So let me execute it. And as you see, we have successfully executed the program. Now what I have done is I have modified this class A, right? And here what I have done is I've created this private print method, right? And it simply prints the statement print from class A, right? And now in the main method, if I try to create the object of class A and call the print method, there won't be any compilation error, right? So let me run this program. Now let me compile and execute the program. So if I run the program, the output should be print from class A. All right. So that is it for the today's video. And don't forget to subscribe for more Java programming videos like this. And I will see you until next time.